Hi, this is Matt with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we'll be showing you how to repair your appliance. Remember, anytime you work on an appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we're going to show you how to change out the Amana range oven temperature sensor kit. It's going to be a very easy repair and should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can click on the link below or get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. When you open up the package, you're going to get the instructions, 2 wiring harness adapters, and the oven temperature sensor. The oven temperature sensor is what tells the control of the temperature of the oven. The main reason to be changing it out is if it's failed and the oven isn't holding the right temperature. In order to change the part, we have to go to the back of the range. Now that we're around back, we can take the access panel off. We're going to use our Phillips screwdriver to take out the screws. Once you have the last screw off, you can set the panel aside. Now that we have the access panel out of the way, we're on the right-hand side of the range. The oven temperature sensor comes out from this hole in the oven, and we have to disconnect its wiring harness right here. Once you have it unplugged, you can go inside the oven and take the oven sensor out. In order to get to the sensor, we have to open up the oven door, and it's located up in the upper left corner. If you have to pull one of these racks out to get to it, all you have to do is slide it out and lift it up once it stops, and then pull it out the rest of the way and set it aside. Now we can reach in with our Phillips screwdriver and take out the 2 screws that holds in the oven temperature sensor. Once you have both screws out, you can carefully pull the oven temperature sensor out of the back of the oven. Once you have it through, you can pull it out of the oven. Here's the old oven temperature sensor next to the new one. If you already have one of these, great. If not, you can get it at AppliancePartsPros.com. You want to make sure you read over the instructions. It tells you everything that you may have to do to make this new sensor work. They give you 2 wiring harness adapters that you may have to plug on to the new wiring harness of the oven temperature sensor to match the wiring harness on your range. And also they used to splice these in with wire nuts, so if yours was cut off and you don't have a connector here but you had a couple wire nuts, then you're going to have to cut this connector off, strip the wire, and reuse the wire nuts to splice it into your range's wiring harness. Once you look over what you have to do, you can put the oven temperature sensor into the range. Now we can put the new oven temperature sensor in. All you have to do is feed the connector back through the wall. Make sure it goes through the insulation. If you have to, you can use the Phillips screwdriver to help push it through the insulation. Once you have it through, we can lift it up into place and use the Phillips screwdriver to put the screws back in. Once you have the first one in, we're going to leave it loose so we can slide it over and line up the screw hole for the second one. Once you have the second one in, we can tighten them both down. Now that we have the new oven temperature sensor installed, we can put the rack back in and close the oven door. To put the rack back in, all you have to do is slide it back into place and then lift it up, push it back in the rest of the way. Once you have it all the way in, you can close the oven door and we can go around back, put everything else on. We're just going to grab each end of the wiring harness and hook it in. Only goes on there one way and locks into place. Once you have it locked together so you have a good connection, we can put the access panel back on. All you have to do is line it up, and you can hold it with your knee while you line up the screw holes. And then we can use our screwdriver to put in the Phillips screws. Now that we have the access panel on, we can plug the range back in and take it for a spin. Thanks for joining us for another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. Check out our other repair videos on our site, Facebook, and YouTube.